couple channelings a week with each collective here that we dedicate this channel to. This of the 5 in the Larry Locken network family of channels. We also, we do plenty of other Pleiadian collectives on the other channels, but this one is dedicated, and they each have a page by their own names too. This is dedicated to the 12th dimensional Arcturian translucent color realms, or the Nifty 9 as I like to call them. Also the 13th dimensional Arcturian crystal blue angels. Those two collectives are what this channel is all about, and they each have their own page as well as their own group on Facebook dedicated to them, but they do share this one YouTube channel. Okay? They can share a channel. They each have a group dedicated and a page dedicated to themselves. They can share one channel, two collectives. The other 4 channels are among about 16 different Pleiadian groups, so they've got it a lot better here, the Arcturians, and rightfully so. It's a more calming, peaceful energy. But also, besides the 2 a week that they try to do a piece, they also try to do a joint one together. Okay, and they have settled on a subject. They kind of give me that, they let me know. They let me know when they're ready to come forth. This one is going to be about, they're going to call it keeping the cohesion flowing. Keeping the cohesion flowing. We'll see what that means. I'd like to introduce them both. First of all, it's a 13 to 15 member group. They're called the Arcturian Crystal Blue Angels. They're beautiful, light, crystally blue, dark blue, crystal blue, kind of depending on what they're wearing. But those are their colors. A nice dark, kind of a lapis monarch blue and a sort of a crystal blue, luminous crystal blue. Okay, they're in the 13th dimension. 13th dimensional beings. The other collective is out of the 12th dimension, the Arcturian translucent color realms. Now they are color energies. They are alive. They are basically like an ascended human life form, but they're just a solid color. They're not an orb. They're a little more ascended than an orb or a color ray, or like a divine color ray. They're more ascended than either. They're just a strict color, a crystalline solid color. Well, I say solid, it's translucent. Okay, there are 9 members. I'm going to go over them real quick. You have your 4 primary colors in the group. You have the red color, you have the blue, and you have the yellow, and the leader is a white. Okay, it's a white color. Those solid colors. Okay, you also have an offspring of all of them, except for the yellow does not have one with the white. The white and yellow do not have one, otherwise there'd be 10 members. So, the red, of course, the red and the yellow have the orange. That's one of the collective colors is orange. There's also pink, that is the white and the red. The red also has one with the blue, which is a purple. You get the point, right? The yellow and the blue have green. Okay, and I think that pretty much includes them all, with the blue and the white, teal. There's a teal energy in there, okay? And so you have those 9 colors together, and they're basically responsible for making colors more relevant across the universe, helping planets ascend, and they're kind of like the interior decorators of the universe. They advise on color schemes. They help the creation nebulas, over at Creation's Manifestation Center, one of their locations with the creation nebulas. They help them decide on what kind of colors are going to be used to terraform a planet. They can also mix their 9 colors together to make any kind of combination you could ever think of. Originally, it was thought just to go with 7 members and exclude the pink and the teal. And on the fly, we realized that with the white and the red, they could come up with pink right away, or we could do the teal with the white and the blue. But we added those to the group just because it was strategically important, we thought, with the new era coming on. In the past, we would have only had the 7, but still, that's what they do. Okay, the crystal blue angels they're literally angels, is what they are. They are, they're like 98% angelic, completely pure angelic, is what they are. That would be their percentage. They're like 98% perfect angel and 2% just above average, decent run-of-the-mill soul. Okay, so that's pretty much all angelic. And they channel together. It's usually one leader, one voice that talks to me through the crystal blues, It's the same one with her. She's the same one every time, and I don't know her name because she's never given it, nor do I ask. I don't ask. I just know collective names, and unless they've given me their name specifically, I'm not in a hurry to get that. They're a collective. That's what they do. They're one for all and all for one. It's a group of individuals, but yet they're all for the one. So is the Arcturian translucent color realms, but they a lot of times will tell me which color they are after they're done channeling, or sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. And sometimes I'll ask out of curiosity, but really, it's not usually my concern because the message is the same. Okay, I don't get hung up on the semantics. Some people do that when channeling, that's fine. But so here we go. I'm going to take a deep breath. We're going to bring them in, usually because they have seniority on these ones. The Arcturians out of the 13th dimension will be the ones to speak. Okay? Hello, sweet souls. We are the Arcturian crystal blue angels of the 13th dimension. And on behalf of the Arcturian translucent color realms of the 12th, we are delighted to be here with you. As we always seem so excited because we are. When either one of us is channeling to you in our individual channelings, we tell you how much we love you, and it's exciting for us to be here in this now moment talking with you. And it is. It's more exciting for us than it is you, we would almost bet. Because you mean everything to us. We love watching you. We love looking over you, and even though we are kind of that grandfather species, now grandparent species, and the Pleiadians, that's more their thing with you now, like we were to them. We are involved in this very, very special time. This special time on Earth when things are changing. The longer this goes on, the more and more of the entire creation is following and tuning in on this. Whether they're watching it through satellites or they're watching it through consciousness or listening into your airspace just to find out what's going on. The whole galaxy for sure is tuned in, and a huge portion of the entire universe is tuned in to what's going on, like literally to your movement right now and to your ascension. It's not just your planet, it's not just your solar system, it is your galaxy. Your galaxy is ascending, your universe is ascending, is got all kinds of ascensions going on, all kinds of dimensions being added to other star systems. Yeah, it's really wonderful. Getting bumped up and different collectives are ascending. Yeah, it is really incredible. It's this journey that you've been on, dear souls, has been incredible. The unity that you're showing, just let your cohesion, let that cohesive unity just keep flowing. Keep letting your love ever just unfold and transform and ignite. Ignite within you the love, ignite the brilliance. That brilliance is what we call, that cohesion is what we call brilliant. Okay, it is a catalyst that dissolves the veils of illusion. Your cohesion and your awareness are, by monumental steps, taking this veil and just making it thinner and thinner and thinner until basically it's just going to pop away. We're pretty much at the point where we can kind of see through it like an old bed sheet that's been used for 20 years. It's getting holes in it, it's getting really thin because it's been washed so many times. Yeah, it's about ready to just fall down now at this point. Anytime now. And the illusions, they're just falling away. And once that thing goes, the illusions are gone. Okay? This emerging truth can feel like uncharted terrain. It can feel like you're in, seas that you've never been in before. And you are in a way, dear souls. This terrain is where this environment that you're in, this terrain, these waters, this is usually where many meet resistance in this type of realm. Not in the release, but in the realization of the light that follows transformation. It's a rhythm, your existence. You're now in this sort of ease of this journey. It kind of lies in your willingness. Your willingness to surrender and accept the natural flow of change. Accept that every moment of your existence, whether joyful, challenging, boring, exciting, it serves. Okay, it serves as a sacred step This is all a stepping stone, dear souls. It's about an experience. It's about arriving with that exact timing, that exact precise moment. And during this and up until then, you need to hold the intention of your blossoming multidimensional body. Your multidimensional existence needs to be kept into focus. It needs to be held together. And you need to anchor an awareness in it. You need to anchor that love joy, that love beat, that heart drop, that heart center. Okay, this energy will become effortless. The concept of an infinity loop offers a key to understanding your creation. It's like 12, 12, 12, 12 endlessly. Creations, they all experience this point in time or something similar where they arise. Your beautiful actions, your beliefs, your situation, your movements, when dealing with this infinite loop, it can look a little bit something like, well, first, your thoughts, your beliefs, your actions, they will follow this loop. And it does. It begins actually with your essence. That's what it all boils down to in the beginning, your essence. It'll flow outward into the world. It'll evolve in alignment. It'll become one eventually with your energies. And it will return you to where you came from with a more complete, expansive awareness, a more fulfilled consciousness. This is sort of a kind of a play, you might say. It's sort of creation's design to create a dynamic and eternal connection for the nature of life, the tree of life, you might say, the circle of life, we would like to say. When you look at sacred geometry, we know you've heard that term thrown around out there for years and years for those of you who have been awakened for a minute. Sacred geometry is starting to come into fruition in a lot of ways. A lot of people are creating designs with sacred geometry. Sacred geometry holds the key. The 12, 12, 12, 144 times 144 times infinity. It's all a big, giant, endless circle that resonates with each other, but yet always loops back again and spirals back, spirals in, spirals out. That is life. Sacred geometry is everything. Sacred geometry, energy. Okay, sacred geometry, energy, vibration, frequency, material-wise, plasma. Those are the key. Energy, vibration, frequency, plasma, and sacred geometry. That's all. Those things pretty much cover everything that you could ever run into in the existence. And that's a lot. We know that. The Arcturians, we have brought forth to you this template. We have brought forth to you this gift that we have left you, our grandchild race. We have gifted you with a consciousness infusion that we have created with your divine highest of higher selves, your over-self, resonating within the infinite potential that your creator self gave to you. Within every being that exists, this energetic symbol is full of wisdom. It is alive with wisdom if you tap into it. It is alive with light. You awaken, when you utilize this, you awaken to a profound remembrance of the divine flow that you are, of the divine part of the creational source flow of all that is that consciously goes. You awaken to remembering that you are that. You're not just a part of it, but you are that as well. Your light is unique. There is no other light like it. We cannot beat that home enough with tired, played out cliches because it is true. You being who you are, insight. It gives you with the keys and the love that you need. By amplifying this kind of love, amplifying peace, amplifying unity, it gets shared from one soul to another, ensuring that the radiance never stops, that we stop the cycle of dark forces, that we keep that love light spiraling and spreading and back and forth and around and back and forth, up and down again, and every which way possible. This quantum template that we are discussing, this quantum template, this transformation, is to access the multi-dimensions. The time has long since come for humanity to embrace this template, to activate within it themselves. A lot of people are starting to say these same things, and it's showing. People are starting to figure it out, and they're right. Other humans, animal, plants, all beings of consciousness, all of these things, with intentions and visualization, you can plant this light. They can plant this light in the hearts of those around them. Okay, they all have this potential. This all contributes to that collective cohesion of unity that we're headed towards. Okay, this amplifies the love on earth. Now, speaking of light, and speaking of suffering, using suffering as perceived real, as it's really real. Perceiving that it only exists in the absence of light. And that's where it only exists. It does only exist. Where there is light, no darkness can be. Where there is pure light, there is no way a darkness can exist. It just isn't possible. Yet light, the eternal fabric of all creation, remains over present. It cannot be diminished, is what we're trying to say. It cannot be lost in darkness. It's just not possible. We don't know how many other ways to put this. But maybe this is what part of what it needs to happen is we need to make sure that people understand this. If you're lost in darkness, you're suffering. And when you're in that kind of a mode, dear souls, the light patiently, it's there, it waits for you. It does wait for you. That truck, that so-called truck that you want, perhaps, that you're desiring. We know somebody out there who may want one, but there are other things at the moment that your focus needs to be on. It would help the collective a lot more if you put that energy towards a cohesion, towards an understanding, towards looking within and asking yourself, why am I having so many roadblocks come up when it comes to purchasing such an item? Or whatever the item may be. It doesn't necessarily have to be a truck. It can be anything that might not serve the greater good of what you need to do and of your immediate environment. Now, people will use dazzling words at times. We know this, right? Sometimes people just like to hear themselves talk when they use them. So try not to always get hung up on by what somebody says, but what their actions are. And even at that, understand that with actions, okay, there may be a reason why they can't do those other actions. They may not be capable of it. It may be some depression issue. You just don't know. But when you keep an open mind and you don't judge, you grow. You grow in both a physical and a mental form. But you do grow. You grow physically because it helps your body to stay healthy and stay focused. Your innate in your body helps keep it focused and keeps it going and keeps it steadfast. Your energy, it doesn't fluctuate. It stays within that law of creation. That's where it stays. It doesn't go outside of it. It doesn't deviate. Not even. You know, exposing what is going on right here is a deeper point too. You are exposing the illusion. Illusion teaches us to think we're not good enough. Illusion teaches us that we don't have a chance. Illusion also blows smoke and tells us that we're stuff we're not. Illusion is a very dangerous thing. You know, it tears apart the fabrics of belief systems. It tears of angelic belief systems. We do not agree with earth belief systems. But we do agree with the wisdoms of the chosen ones. And we do not like to see that messed with. You know, creators will weave the fabric for your whole topic with, I don't know, say beads that are threads is the word we're looking for. With the threads of your beliefs, your intentions look upon your life, and you recognize its reflection. You recognize that life's reflection. It's your inner state change. The inner and the outer transforms in kind of this power. Okay, there's kind of a power exchange between the two. It's sort of like what we were talking about last time. You're finding a lot of Arcturian souls that want to be Pleiadian souls again. You know, that want to descend and become Pleiadian souls. They like the idea of hanging out as a Pleiadian for a while, even though they're ascended past that. And the Pleiadians are really in a hurry, a lot of them, more so than ever, to become in that Arcturian higher dimensional state, to get in touch with their Arcturian overself. So, yeah, it's amazing. Each soul, this cannot be driven home enough, each soul holds a fragment, holds a tiny fragment of the Creator. Oh yes, oh absolutely. And it's so vast, and it's so amazing, dear souls. The Creator's infinite truth is upon you, and will be here soon. With that being said, we'd like to invite you to do a lot more meditating than you've ever had before. Make sure you are drinking that water. We don't want to sound like a broken record. But it takes a lot of focus and concentration to stay steadfast in this. Okay? It's important. You know, we talk about meditation a lot. It's important now more than ever to look into doing some collective meditations, even if it's online, even if it's on Facebook. Get together and organize a collective meditation, either everybody in a one audio chat room, or pick a time where everybody's going to agree that where they're at, they will focus in together, and they will do meditation starting at the same time, and they will focus their intent on, you know, helping the planet to ascend, of keeping the planet safe while it ascends, of making sure that everybody that is supposed to ascend does. Absolutely. You know, your unity, dear shiny ones, will shine brightly, more so than ever. You know, keep shifting your energies to your earth plane. Okay, make that earth you more of your existence, but make sure that it's the higher self you, or the overself you. Now, learning these intricacies, it's quite the journey. It's a journey of patience. It takes untangling a lot of past issues, working through a lot of behaviors, you know, layers of fear. They will start to doubt in. And then I see that, and sometimes I have to wonder if they knew, you know, if they knew my friend Eden. Opinions and prospects, like perspectives, when you're that age, you can get taken in by just almost anything if you're not careful. If it looks too good to be true, it usually is, dear souls. focus on your unique you. That's what you need to do. Focus on you, and just kind of go from there. Focus on you, and make sure that you navigate through some of these deceitfulness, some of this last of this dark energy that's out there, this density. Make sure that you have yourself protected, and that you're weaving through all of this, okay? Alright, sometimes it's hard for me when I channel Arcturians. Even though it's been several times now, it doesn't get easier for a while. It doesn't get any easier. In fact, it's really stressful, to be honest with you. And so, we feel like your true essence is to uncover your existence here. During your existence, what we're trying to say in this third density, your existence here, is one of your missions is to find out who you really are as a soul. To find out what your collective is really like. Even though it's young yet, I still don't think that's it's unreasonable to put that out there. There are risks involved with going through what's called a free fall. Your trajectory. Okay, to use an analogy, within the inability to change the trajectory of your mid-descent, this analogy captures the human trajectory to feel tethered to an uncontrollable reality. That's how I feel about it. And dear souls, when you become the embodiment of a freedom, it is like a liberation. Yeah, it is like a liberation. It liberates you from limitations. It liberates you from crazy religious people. It clears and sorts everything through. Righteousness is getting a little bit too overzealous. I can be righteous myself, but it's all out of caring, it's all out of love, and I want people to be happy. And yet I want to feel happy because they're feeling happy. So that is a character defect that I have, apparently. Okay. Yeah. Other societies, when they're going through something like this, they stay steadfast, they stay in control. Some people prefer that over having a, Three's Company type lifestyle, if you've ever seen the TV show. All folks are different. And in this modern world, you always have to be careful. Always have to be concerned and worry. I just wonder, sometimes when I see people talking about, the main event is coming, this big main event, we're going to have a big main event soon. Well, the main event is several events broken down. They're small events. That's all they are. They're just small events that get a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger. That's it. And if it ever did happen one time where there was some big main event, well then great for that. That'll be epic. But, I'm not sure I would waste my time with it. But anyway, that's some of the ways that we look at it, dear souls, from up here in the 12th and 13th dimension when we watch you with love in our eyes. When we watch what you're up to, we are like grandparents that are so proud. It reminds us of what we went through with the color realms when they were owning their first couple of dimensions, what we dealt with, with everybody here right now when they were younger. Yes, except for you. Yes. Yeah. This uncanny incarnation moment that you're going through right now with the dispute over the law, it's really pointless. Right now, it's really pointless to act like it was some big deal. Now, the radio station is going to be ran by conservatives. It's going to be ran by folks who have this kind of mentality where they only want the expansion of the consciousness to go so far. That's the kind of mentality that's going to put forth and put down. And that's really too bad. But yeah, that muggy heat is what kills you. Yeah, it's terrible. You know, manifestations can help. Manifestations can help condition your physical body. Okay, playing a little game in the mirror, like acting things out. Decide, set yourself straight in the mirror. Tell yourself who is running the show. Tell yourself in the mirror that you are the show. Okay, make up a name that other people can understand that's not offensive for a screen name or whatever, but use something that you're going to like, that you're going to resonate with, that you feel other people will resonate with, and that's just a cherry on top if that's the case. And that's totally the case. Embody who you are, grow into that multidimensional self that is you. True service to humanity, to yourself, it begins with touching the soul of another, just one other individual. The planet is an eternal work in progress, working on the cultivation of self-love, and going from there and working on that self-love and easing that into a comfortable love for anybody higher than him. Just sometimes the best way to achieve consciousness is not by going into a big dialogue with the Creator. Going into a big dialogue with him is what I meant to say. Okay? Sometimes it's just through stillness. Sometimes that knowledge, you don't have to be shouting. If you quiet down, you can hear the tune at last. When we are one and one is all, we become a rock and not a roll. It's true. Sometimes you can, it's just too loud, but sometimes you can hear it, listen really closely, and you can hear it. Yeah, it's phenomenal. Yeah, it's really crazy. But, understanding that your innate beauty and your worth, plants and animals, see, here's another key we wanted to get to too, dear souls. Plants and animals, are unburdened by self-judgment. They just don't have any. It doesn't exist in their realm or their vocabulary. They don't vibrate that low. They just don't. We can say it's for this reason or that reason, but really nobody knows. Yeah, and nobody really knows. Yeah. Phenomenal. Oh, wow. Cycles of growth, though, they come and they go. They decay, they move on. But you continue, you never stop trying to work on becoming a model for an effortless living existence. It reminds us, it really does, it reminds us that we can release that. We can release the need to justify. We don't need to justify ourselves. We don't need to justify falling in love with ourselves. That is the key to creation, to existing within the creation. Okay? It might be the key to creation too, but, that divine spark within each of you, the turbulence, the personality, the serene, and then the vibrance, serenity, vibrance, the essence of those two back and forth wait for you. They wait for you to embody them, to fully be full of those feelings. This greater unity of existential transitionalness, if you want to call it that, this transcends the barriers of doubt and helps you to step into that boundless flow, that boundless flow of the creational divine source flow of all that is, that consciously goes, and all that could ever be that consciously went and will go and does go all at the same time. The universe loves you. The universe is celebrating and praising you. And with that being said, we're going to turn it back over. We have really enjoyed this. We really enjoyed your souls talking to you. We've had a few hiccups here, with a few distractions, but we soldiered through this, and that's what you do you keep moving on. Our host here, he will get better at channeling our energies. He will. He'll be more grounded, and he'll do it like a pro. He's working on it, and we come in fast and furious with our stuff. You know? It's different energy between us and the Pleiadians. Although we love them, and yes, we would like to still be them at times, and we know that they're working hard to try to become, at our rank or our level, what you want to call it. Whatever you want to call it, we're not separated, but we understand where they're going. We were aggressive like that at one time too, but we're to that point where we're relaxed within who we are, and we would kind of like to have a little fun and go back down to the higher star realms for, a weekend and see what it's like and just be there. But, we all pay it forward, and we're all each other's students, all each other's teachers. And so with that, I would wish everybody namaste, and have a great rest of your week. You'll be hearing from us soon. This is Larry Locken here. I'm kind of going back and forth with them. You'll be hearing again later this week from both the Arcturian translucent color realms. Boy, they were quiet today. And the Arcturian crystal blue rainbow. I always say rainbow because I've got an orb collective that starts with rainbow. But the crystal blue angels from Arcturus, the 13th dimension, to be exact, they'll be back a little bit later this week with their own channeling. And so will the 13th dimensional, or the 12th dimensional translucent color realms. They'll be back with the channeling. I would suspect that they're going to be more and more busy, though, as time goes by in this near future. That especially the color realms are going to be really busy with offering designs, ideas, tips. I'm also going to do a list. Okay, there are about 25 collectives in all that are available for me to channel. Now, how many have I channeled? Well, most of them. Let's see. In my life, I have channeled 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, I think 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 of them altogether. Okay, or 21, yeah, it's something like 20 or 22, but there are still a few. There's still a few that I have not yet. What I'm saying is I'm going to put together a list for humanity. And if you're interested in channeling any of those, you can feel free yourself to contact them. What they have asked me to do is to open that up. They have been asking me. And what they would like for you to do is, if you're interested, is to contact them and let me know if you have contacted them, okay? Let me know. And let me know especially if they got back to you. Okay, that is something that they wanted, that all they're asking is that. Don't be deceptive. Let me know. And so, we can know if this method works or not. All right, and I will put out that list later. Some examples of them are, of course, the 8th Dimensional Rainbow Orb Collective, who was in the 7th till recently. They ascended as a collective. The Rainbow Orb Collective is a fleet of ships, of orb ships. Okay, the Rainbow is the captain. He's 8 times bigger than any of the other orbs because he's got a crew of each of the same orbs that you find on each of those individual ships on his crew. The rest of them are solid colored orbs. There's white in the back, which white is the only one that outranks the captain. He's the admiral, but he's there for observation purposes. And the rest of them are solid colored. They have their own missions within the orb. Some are healing, some are cleansing, some are calming energies, some are encouraging energies. It just all depends on what color the orb is. And so there's that collective. There's all kinds of them. I also do blue healing. I offer that free of charge. Well, for the first 3 people that sign up, it'll be free the whole session. Every session will be. And there are plenty of different options within that blue healing. None of it involves any medicine. I am not a doctor. But it will involve us having a meeting and deciding which is best for you. If you want any guides to go with you on that. We offer all kinds of blue, access to blue guides, the blue avians, blue orbs, blue translucent colors, blue Lemurians, all sorts of blue energies. And, like I said, we don't charge much. What we do charge, what I would ask for is $1 for every 10 minutes or $5 per hour of actual information that you're getting with me. Not talking about personal stuff or when we talk about, just something else going on. No, that won't be counted as part of your time. I'm not some huckster lawyer that's going to just charge you, because you were there and I slowly made you a cup of tea so it would drag it out. No, we don't do it that way. And if you can't afford it, guess what? We'll still do it. We'll still do it. And I would not know that if you could or you couldn't, but it would be on you. If you really could afford it and you weren't willing to make that energy exchange, then, that's on you. And will you have to deal with karma because of that? No, probably not. It's so small. But, you'll know. You'll know that you didn't. And, if you can afford the $5 and you don't want them, that's fine too. It would just be donated to PayPal is what it would be. And, and like I said, or you could spend $1 a minute or $1 for every 10 minutes we talk about your issues. And if there's time in there we haven't, we'll take that away. We'll take that out and deduct it. I think that's pretty fair. And because it's definitely a healing energy and it's calming. And so with that, we're going to go ahead and, I've spoken for the group. We're going to let you go and hope you have a great weekend, and we'll put some more channelings out today. We got them coming fast and furious, and I'm having some equipment problems, so I've got a lot on my mind, and there's a lot of stress going on in my personal life, just frustrations and things like that I'm dealing with, and I'm trying to work through like y'all. It's just I'm trying to keep positive about things, and stay alive. That's all. But with that, I wish everybody a great rest of their week. Namaste, and we'll see you soon.